Hello, love. Welcome to Transmission Tuesdays here on the Libran Key. Messages of a galactic or cosmic consciousness nature for the highest and the greatest good of the ELSH collective, Empaths, Lightworkers, Starseeds and Healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you and or if you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages. Family, sending you so much love wherever you are. Thank you for being here. And if you are new to this channel, a very warm and loving welcome to this channel and to this family as well. We have the Lyrans through Lazar coming through for this Transmission Tuesday's message. And one of my guides, who is a representative, associated, connected to, energetically, the Lyran Andromedan emissaries of light. That is how I refer to them and how I know of them. Coming in to speak to what we hold sacred and what we protect. And I'm putting protecting quotation marks here because they want us to really focus on the energy of guard, of being guardians. And jokingly, I have had that phrase guardians of the galaxy coming up this for the last few days, synchronistically everywhere. I don't know if that's something that's been happening for you. Share in the comments below. Sharing is caring when it comes to things like this, because we are all sort of tapping into similar energies. And when we address that, there is acknowledgement, recognition, and power in that is what they're also giving me. So they want us to look at, what are we guardians of? Guardians of the sacred. I'm also the following. This came through in the meditation. A guardian of our own energies, a guardian of love, a guardian of truth, guardians of freedom, and guardians of sovereignty. Okay? And that's pretty much where they started me off with. I'm getting the feeling here. I'm just going to say this because this is oftentimes what will happen with these messages when they start to come through, and when we have certain energies that want to share certain things come through. They only give me so much in the beginning of the meditation. And then the rest of it is essentially what comes through in this eternal now moment, from moment to moment, as I am receiving the messages and sharing them with you, channeling those through. But there's something here connected to AI that they will also, I think, will want to address moving forward. And they're just sort of putting a bug in our ear with regard to this right now. That is the energy simply that they're giving me. Because this is another thing that's been popping up for me the last few days again. Very, like, everywhere I turn, there's something about somebody I know using AI or some new thing that they're doing with AI. And here's the thing. AI is nothing really relatively new. AI has actually been used in many ways in a lot of platforms, big ones, let's just put it that way, before we even knew they were AI, okay? But there's something now in terms of the way it is being, I'm hearing infiltrated into our consciousness, that they're bringing in an energy of guardianship around with regard to guarding consciousness. 1, 2, 3 on the clock, okay? This progression of events. I'm also hearing Atlantis, and I'm hearing the energies of Lemuria as well. They're giving those to me in terms of the contrast between embracing technology and to what degree do we embrace it. I have always, I'm going to speak now personally. I'm going to take liberty to do that. 444 on the counter right now. I'm speaking on my own behalf right now in saying this, that in all the connections that I have galactic and otherwise, I am very much on the end of the spectrum of too much technology is not actually a good thing. That is a personal feeling I've always had. And share in the comments if you feel the same way, because of the destruction that it can bring. We have to be very conscientious of how it is being used and to what degree, and understand that the shift that is taking place with regard to this Aquarian age, this new earth, is really about, I'm hearing, coming back to basics in the most exalted way that I can say that. And when I'm saying, when that's coming through, it's coming through as learning from mistakes made. That's what I'm hearing. Learning the lessons in terms of, I'm hearing the word, this is not the right word though, is it? Overbridging, overstretching, overreaching. Overreaching our reliance and the necessitation or the necessity of technology. And they're coming through to really speak to this. Now, quick side note, one of the things that I have been shown in terms of Lyran energy and Lyran Andromedan energy is the connection to what we understand here on Earth as Earth energy, as frequency, as vibration, etc. Working with the energies, the natural organic, some would refer to it as divine matrix of energies here on Earth, and how that kind of, if we want to give it if we want to describe that as technology, is the most pristine kind of technology that exists. So any kind of artificial manipulation of energy or consciousness remains that. It remains artificial. It is only because they're showing me like a mirror. They're showing me the energy of like a mirror image, or like really it's like a shadow, or is that the right word? Am I using the right word here? Because they're giving me the phrase smoke and mirrors here. They're being very careful with how they're, and very particular, I should say. Yes, thank you. They're being very particular about how they are using the words, or the words that they're giving me, the phrases that they're giving me, because again, they're coding in these messages. And that's the point of it all. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. That's another thing they just gave me now. Okay, they want me to get to the crystals. So I'm working with this gorgeous piece of Amethyst and Barite. I got this from a lovely man at a gem show here in Toronto. Well, I'm not actually in Toronto, but I was in Toronto. And this is also what they call honeycomb amethyst. Really connected to those Lyran energies for me, especially that color. Now, what's really cool about this and why they're bringing it in is because Barite comes from the Greek word, essentially the root of what is varis, heavy, okay, Barite. And amethyst is a crystal that is very much associated with the upper chakras and upper energy centers of the third eye and the crown, right? So we're coming back again to this sort of grounding of the spiritual, grounding of those spiritual energies, not getting lost up in the concepts and the consciousness only, but being able to actually ground those energies. Lyran energy is particularly, it's a beautiful blend, and any Lyran soul fam here, you can attest to this in the comments below, or many of you who, you know, and when I say that, I mean anybody that you've worked if you've worked with Lyran energies and work with Lyran energies, wow, like so tingly right now, tingling the back of my head. I know that sounds crazy, but they're trying to get my attention in some way to refer to this energy of how they're actually showing it to me physically in my body right now, where it's simultaneously incredibly grounding and very high frequency. Kind of like working with prophecy stone, if that's familiar to you, which I do have to hand here, which again, they're going to want me to bring this in. But I've also spoken to this, isn't that just like, it's incredible, this crystal. I've also spoken about the Shiva Lingum being this way as well. Okay, really high frequencies, which I also have to hand here, which I will show. Just bringing those in now. They want me to bring them in. Because originally I was just going to work with this Amethyst. So this energy very much like that. Now, if you do not have Amethyst or Barite available to you, and Barite is a, you won't find this, I think, as frequently in, you know, shops and things like that. You might be able to find it online from a trusted resource, of course. The whole idea is this combining of crystals. The Lyran Andromedans especially are connected to crystal energy and working with crystals. So any crystals you have to hand that are connected to the third eye or the crown, even the throat and the root, any crystals that you have in combination with that, this is an invitation for you to play with that, because much of this guardianship energy, even though it may seem like it's not making sense right now, logically, there is a connection to this guardianship energy and this grounding of higher frequencies. And it has to do with strength, essentially what they're showing me. They're showing me the strength card. And that's fitting because, you know, we are working with Lyran energies here connected to the feline beings, right? Lazar is smiling. Thank you for that. So I'm going to be asking through 2 oracle decks really today. I was guided to act through this Isis oracle, and also the energy of taking action, really important in that in terms of being a guardian, and the energy oracle cards as well. They want me to start with the Isis oracle. Now, when I had originally, I shuffled this deck, but before I shuffled this deck, this is the card they want me to pull out. Okay, I shuffled this deck, but before I shuffled it, this card was at the bottom. I shuffled this deck like 8 times. They had me count 8. Again, that's all connected. There's a lot of coding in this message, okay? The strength card, 8, all connected to them. So they want me to read from this Pillar of Light card. And the caption here is Descent of the Star of Isis. And it's funny because before I started shuffling, I wanted to make reference to the fact that that card was at the bottom of the deck before I shuffled. And here it is again. So this message is really important. They really want to emphasize this. The fact that this says Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis is significant because it goes back to the crystals that we were speaking to here. This energy of grounding the light. Now, what is light, right? Light essentially is consciousness. They just want to bring it back down to earth here, you know, pardon the pun, but not pardon the pun, because they like to have, I just love, you know, there's a simultaneous energy here of being serious. And of course it's funny because we're talking about Sirius as well. The Syrian energy is coming in, and why so serious, you know, like a joke on that, but also this energy of really like having fun with it. This is really connected to how strong their energy is, how confident their energy is, the confidence that they want to instill within each and every one of us, that they're actually saying to me is within each and every one of us. We're just bringing it out. That's all. Okay, so this Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis, One of the things that is really important to understand about High Priestess energy and the energy of Mama Iset, and any High Priestess energy for that matter, and all of the different archetypes we have available to us in the High Priestess, is that oftentimes when we're speaking about spiritual and the spiritual, we are missing half of the battle, in a sense, half of it, even though it's not really a battle, but they wanted me to bring through these phrases, so just roll with it, because it's like we're busting through stuff here too. Again, there's coding in it. Nothing changes without us grounding these energies in the physical. Without us stepping into some kind of role of guardianship, nothing changes. And guardian energy, they're giving me an energy here of, like, I'm seeing a combination of a god energy in, for example, ancient Greek myth like Ares, or the god Mars, right? 1616 on the counter, as I say that, referencing the Tower card connected to Mars, in combination with this Seven of Wands energy of standing our ground. And also understanding that it's no longer an energy of battling or fighting or hypervigilance, but standing our ground. So feel into the difference of that. I feel like this card is going to connect to that as well. So I'm just going to go straight to, I'm going to read you the first part of it. Okay. Yeah, it's all connected to this, because standing your ground is you anchoring this pillar of light energy. And a lot of it is about speaking up. The Lyrans, very connected to the throat. So they're speaking here to speaking truth, standing your ground, sharing consciousness, sharing your light, okay? Beings of light and divinity are calling you now. They wish to connect with you more strongly, and you are being guided to strengthen your energy field to allow more of the divine light that seeks you to flow through your body safely and into expression. So what they're guiding me to right now, because there is a healing, there's a healing meditation for this, okay? It's called Pillar of Light as the Star of Isis Descends, okay? And this is about the light, again, descending into the earth, all right? But what they're showing me is that they're essentially saying, find a way that this works for you and begin to do this as a practice regularly, even daily, if that's possible. Because there's something in this that is assisting in the shifts that are taking place. The shifts that are taking place right now. That's it. And I'm just going to read the incantation for the Pillar of Light here. They're guiding me to this. Now I'm going to read the preface for it. It says, you can say this incantation at the beginning of your day for protection and growth, and it is a good practice to say it after a difficult meeting or exchange with another where you feel some negativity may have passed between you and you wish to be cleansed and centered in your own clear light once more. And they're even showing this to me as interactions on the daily and just with the general energies right now that you may be encountering in the collective. And you can do this of your own free will, of course, and if you feel called to. Pillar of light, burning bright, earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis descend, your blessing and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. Okay? And so it is. And thank you. Beautiful words of Alana Fairchild here. These lovely messages that she's bringing through. And thank you, Mama Iset, as well. Now, they're directing me right to the energy oracle cards. So what kind of a practice? I'm also being shown to ask your guides to show you this, because it's going to be unique to each and every one of us, but don't forget that we are also collectively connecting to this energy as well, okay? I'm going to ask for some guidance now in relation to this, to the energy oracle cards. They're showing me deceit in reverse, okay? That's popping out. They're telling me to get this card, broken heart in reverse. And there's this one. Oh, 2, okay. Contract and journey. Contract in reverse, anxiety. Okay. I love this. Okay, so anxiety at the bottom of the deck. This is one way that we can transmute the energies of anxiety. Collectively, there is a lot of anxiety that is sort of being purposely fueled, is what they're showing me. You know what they're showing me? They're showing me, what do you call that thing that pumps air into a fire? That's being deliberately done, is what they're saying. Now, deceit is coming out in reverse, broken heart and contract all coming out in reverse, which is really great to see, because what they're showing me is, I'm hearing flipping the switch. We're flipping the switch onto these energies when we are doing this kind of practice, okay? Sometimes it's the energy of going through it that they're showing me that is actually the cure or the antidote to the fear, to the anxiety. When we do this, we see the truth. We're able to transmute pain or heartbreak, and we also break, in a way, certain contracts. What they're showing me with this contract energy, because this is the number 6, and this correlates to the Lover's card in the tarot and key 6 in the tarot, what they're showing me with that is the ending of certain soul contracts. And there's also the energy here of absolving any kind of energetic, 2222 on the counter as I say this, absolving any energetic ties, energies, cords, right? Where we clear that shit up. We just clear it and we transmute it. And then journey coming out here, the number 2. I'm getting a lot of divine feminine energy coming out with that. I'm even hearing Cinderella, okay? Now, I won't get into the story of Cinderella, but if you take a deeper dive into that energy and even read the work of, oh my God, is it Clara Pincola Estes? The women who run with wolves, and her, oh my goodness, her insights, very, very truth revealing when it comes to the energies of folklore, the tales, the stories of folklore energies. Lots about energy here. Okay, so I'm being guided to read the affirmation from the book for Journey. It feels very Fool-like in nature, but I'm also getting Chariot card energies here, right? Where you're at a fork in the road and you could be going in a different direction. I am attracting wonderful new adventures to me. My life is a blessing, taking me to new places, inside and out. So they're giving me the phrase here, soul frequency, soul family, soul matrix. This could be actually, yeah, you may be coming across this video and new to Lyran or Lyran Andromedan energies, and maybe this is something that's pinging for you. So this could be a journey into discovering that. This is another journey into you going within to understand how this anchoring of the light works for you, how it can be tangible, accessible for you in a real, meaningful, practical, physical way, okay? It says here, this card could mean many different things in terms of relocation, going to a different place, travel. It says, be clear on your motivations and mindful of logistics. All of life is a journey, and this card is telling you that you have something exciting and inspiring ahead. inspiring adventures ahead, okay? Remembering that each and every one of us is here on a soul journey. And what the Lyrans are really bringing through for that is the energy here of remembering that as the bigger picture, you know? And the Lyran Andromedan energy coming in now to really remind us of those divine feminine energies as well with this too, okay? This journey into, because that might be resonating for some of you quite a bit, the divine feminine aspect of this journey. 1:44 on the clock. As I say that, they're also giving me the energy here of Christ consciousness, the sisterhood of the rose, the energies of Jesus Christ as we have come to understand him even collectively, and how much of his energy was also very much embodied the divine feminine in what he came here to, or what the spirit of Christ consciousness and Jesus Christ did in terms of really sparking that within each and every one of us, okay? I'm going to end it there. Thank you to the Lyrans. Thank you to the Lyran Andromedan energies coming through for this message. Thank you to Momma Gaia. Feeling the sisterhood of the rose coming through as well with that. Christ consciousness, I thank you for being here, for spending your time, energy with us in this space. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for all your beautiful likes, shares, comments. I'm getting to each and every one of them as I am able to. Sending you so much love wherever you are. In love and liberation always.